This world has never been a better or safer place for many of us. We have all gone through unimaginable pain at some point in our lives. Perhaps your innocence was stolen during childhood by people who once held your trust, or you may have been betrayed or mistreated by others during adulthood. In one way or another, pain has been a constant that none of us could avoid. So, what if you could erase all the pain you have ever felt? Would you do it? Imagine all your heartbreaks, failures, and disappointments gone as if they never happened. After all, who wouldn't want a life free from suffering? But think about this. If you erased all the pain, would you still be you? The truth is, none of us would be. You are who you are today because of the unfair pain and struggles you have experienced at different stages of your life. Friedrich Nietzsche, a well-known German philosopher, believed that pain and struggle aren't just unavoidable. They're essential for our growth. They are what mold us into stronger, more resilient, and more authentic versions of ourselves. Think back to your own life and the hardest thing you've ever been through. Maybe it was a loss that shattered your world, a betrayal that cut you deeply, or a period of uncertainty that left you questioning your purpose. In the moment, it might have felt like the end, but now, looking back, can you see how it shaped you? Would you be the person you are today without that experience? These moments, as difficult as they are, have a way of stripping us down to our core. They force us to confront who we are and what we're capable of. They teach us lessons we could never have learned in comfort and ease. Pain, for all its cruelty, has a way of breaking us open, and that's where growth begins. But let's be honest, it doesn't feel like growth when you're in the middle of it. When you're grappling with heartbreak, rejection, or failure, it feels like the world is caving in. It's raw, it's messy, and it's isolating. In those moments, the idea that this pain will make me stronger feels like a cruel joke. And yet, time and time again, we see people emerge from their struggles stronger, wiser, and more resilient. It's not because the pain itself is good, far from it. It's because pain forces us to adapt, to grow, and to find meaning in ways we never thought possible. Nietzsche himself endured immense pain throughout his life. He suffered from debilitating physical illnesses, including chronic migraines, severe digestive problems, and worsening eyesight, which eventually left him almost blind. Emotionally, he faced rejection from the woman he loved and struggled with loneliness after falling out with close friends and colleagues. Professionally, his radical ideas were dismissed in his time, leaving him isolated in the intellectual world. Despite all this, he didn't let his pain define him. Instead, he used it to fuel his philosophy, seeing suffering not as a curse, but as a pathway to strength and transformation. The process of growth through struggle isn't easy, and it's not automatic. It takes a conscious decision to face your pain, rather than run from it. Many times in my life, I've asked myself, why is this happening to me? It took me a long time to realize that growth begins the moment you choose to stop asking why life is unfair. Instead, ask, what can I learn from this? It's a shift in perspective that turns pain from an enemy into an unlikely ally. This doesn't mean pretending everything is fine or minimizing your feelings. It means acknowledging the hurt and choosing to use it as a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. Nature has always been an example of this. Redwoods are the tallest trees on Earth, and they grow so tall to access more sunlight. In a dense forest environment, reaching higher allows them to capture more light for photosynthesis, giving them a competitive advantage over shorter trees and enabling greater growth potential. Similarly, in life, our struggles act like that dense forest, pushing us to stretch beyond our limits. Think about the process of building strength in the gym. What happens when you lift weights? Your muscles tear and it hurts. But it's that very process, the breaking down of muscle fibers, that allows them to grow back stronger. Without that stress and strain, your muscles would stay the same. The same is true for our mental and emotional strength. Diamonds are formed under immense pressure, and steel is forged in fire. Nature shows us again and again that growth requires struggle. Without challenges, we remain stagnant. It's the storms in life that push us to dig deep, to develop resilience, and to become something greater than we were before. The problem is that modern society conditions us to avoid discomfort at all costs. We're told to chase happiness, to seek comfort, and to numb ourselves when things get tough. Social media, entertainment, and consumerism all offer endless distractions, making it easier than ever to escape from our pain. But in doing so, we lose the opportunity to grow. The very experiences we try to avoid are the ones that hold the key to our evolution. By running from pain, we rob ourselves of the chance to discover our strength, our purpose, and our potential. The celebrities, leaders, and thinkers who inspire us didn't achieve greatness by escaping pain and struggles. They got there through endless challenges and may have experienced heartbreaks and hardships, just like you and me. Some of the most inspiring stories in history come from people who turned their pain into something extraordinary. Think of Nelson Mandela, who endured 27 years in prison and yet emerged as a leader capable of uniting a fractured nation. Or Viktor Frankl, who survived unimaginable horrors in a concentration camp and used his suffering to develop a philosophy that has helped millions find meaning in their struggles. These individuals didn't avoid pain. They faced it head-on and transformed it into something meaningful. Their stories remind us that while we can't always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. So how can we begin to embrace pain as a tool for growth? There are many ways to take control of your suffering through strong determination. Each of us is unique, and what works for one person may not work for another. However, the first step is universal: awareness. The next time you face a difficult situation, take a moment to pause and reflect. Instead of trying to escape the discomfort, lean into it. Ask yourself, what is this teaching me? How can this experience help me grow? It won't be easy, and it won't happen overnight. But over time, this practice can help you reframe your struggles and see them as opportunities rather than obstacles. When looking deeper, you can explore different methods to ease the process of growth. For example, Vincent van Gogh, the famous painter, struggled with mental illness and deep feelings of loneliness. Despite his pain, he created beautiful and emotional paintings, such as Starry Night, which captures the swirling night sky in vibrant colors. His art reflected his inner feelings and struggles, showing how he used his difficulties to create something meaningful that continues to inspire people worldwide. Another example is Julia Cameron, the author of The Artist's Way. She faced immense personal and mental health challenges, yet she discovered how pain could lead her to growth. Cameron emphasizes the healing power of writing, particularly through a practice she calls morning pages. This involves writing 3 pages of free-flowing thoughts every morning to clear negativity and access deeper emotions. Writing like this not only helps confront buried feelings, but also reduces mental clutter and unlocks creativity. Cameron explains that this process offers clarity and allows individuals to better understand their emotions and thoughts. It's also important to find meaning in your pain. This doesn't mean forcing yourself to feel grateful for your struggles or pretending they didn't hurt. It means reflecting on how those experiences have shaped you and what they've taught you. Perhaps they've made you more compassionate, more determined, or more aware of what truly matters. Finding meaning doesn't erase the pain, but it gives it a purpose, and that can make all the difference. Finally, it's important to recognize when your situation is beyond what you can handle. Whether it's the excruciating pain of losing a loved one or a heartbreak that's severely impacting your mental health, seeking professional help is crucial rather than delaying and trying to manage it alone. However, in today's world, people often self-diagnose and rush to get medications even when experiencing the natural ups and downs of life, simply because they fear minor inconveniences or pain. Of course, medications can be life-saving in cases where individuals genuinely cannot overcome their struggles without assistance. The key is to assess your own situation and take action accordingly. Pain and struggle are not things we would ever wish for, but they are inevitable parts of life. The question is not whether we will face them, but how we will respond when we do. Will we let them break us, or will we use them to build something greater? The choice is ours, and while it's a choice none of us would make lightly, it's one that has the power to transform our lives in ways we never thought possible. The next time you're facing something difficult, remember, it's not the end of your story, it's the beginning of a new chapter. Every challenge is an opportunity to discover your strength, to grow, and to create something meaningful. I hope each one of you listening will find a way to fuel your pain into achieving your greatest victories in life. All right, guys, thank you for watching. See you next time.